Hey everyone, it is the last week of school before break. But remember, it is not the end of the semester, but it is the last week of school before we have 2 weeks off. So happy last week of school. It is December 14th, 2020. I'm going to go through our weekly video. So, in just to overview what is going to be in this video, I'm going to go through our weekly assignments, and then I'm going to give you some narrative writing tips that can help you with your capstone project. So your weekly assignments, you will have this video and the quiz that follows it. You will have your Edpuzzle for Part-Time Indian, and I do want to apologize. It is long this week. It's about 30 minutes. So really set out a time for you to get that done. And then you have your narrative draft due on Friday. That is 300 words. Remember, 300 words is like less than a page. So this really shouldn't be that challenging to do, but make sure that you set aside some time to do it. Getting that draft in is really important because then we can edit it and revise it and make it a really solid, good piece. So I have about 6 tips for writing your narratives. And the first one is probably the most important thing, which is don't overthink it. You have done this, especially if you've been in JCPS, you have done this every year. You are writing a story, okay? So come to live classes if you have help. But remember, all you're doing is telling a story, and you do this all the time. You have a funny experience when you go to Kroger. That's a story. That's a narrative. That has a setting. It has a character. It has a conflict, okay? You tell stories all the time. Do make sure it's a story that you'd want to listen to. I don't want to hear something super boring about how you were walking down the street one time and you stepped in a puddle. No, I want to hear something interesting that happened to you during the pandemic. As we talked about last week, use sensory language. This means making your reader see, feel, smell, hear everything that you did in that situation, okay? So be very, very descriptive. And then this is something I'm noticing, those of you who have started your narrative, I'm noticing that it's one wall of text. That's really hard to read, okay? So paragraphing is important. If you have a new topic, a new setting, a new speaker, a new anything, you're going to have a new paragraph, and that's going to help organize your writing. There are lots and lots of ways to write a narrative, so I want you to do what comes naturally to you, and then we'll work on it, okay? This is a draft. That's all that's due on Friday. I think that's all I have for you. So if you have questions, please come to live classes, okay? It's really important that you come to live classes and ask your questions, get them answered. I could give you, if you're having trouble coming up with an idea, we can brainstorm it. We can work on all sorts of things if you come to live classes. So I hope I see you there. Make sure to get that draft in by Friday.